Hey, Bethel Nation, once again, it is
Chad.
Chad and Cam,
Cam.
commonly known as Cham.
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 It's stuck now.
It has.
It's a household name.
It has. It's kind of taken on a life of its own, from what I understand. Out there and
all the
interweb.
fans.
Yeah, all the fans.
All the fans.
All the fans and the fan mail that we're getting.
The adoring.
Flowers.
I like to refer to them as throng. You know, like a large group
of throngs of fans that we have now. Yeah, and it's kind of overwhelming, but it's a beautiful thing, and we're grateful for our viewership.
Yes,
that
we
continues to grow daily.
Definitely.
All around the world, so it's a global movement. So we're thankful for that. So as you know, if you've been following us, we have been working our way through the Beatitudes.
We are.
In many ways, the Beatitudes represent the heart of Jesus and the teachings of Christ, his character, and the character of God. And so, Chad, you're going to pick up on one today. Right?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the next one in line there, which is the sixth beatitude. It says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." Now, when we talk about purity, generally we talk about this perfection. You know, we talk about this idea of being perfect, and really, if we're talking about being perfect, then we're already struck out. You know, Paul reminds us in Romans 3:23, right? That all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And so that perfection, that idea of perfection isn't here. And when I did a little word study and look into this purity, really what I found and what I came back with was this idea of unalloyed. Now, what that refers to is metal. You know, that when you have two different types of metal, you put them together, they create an alloy. And so there's some popular alloys out there and different things. You know, you put copper and gold together, you get red gold. You get this new kind of thing. You can manipulate aluminum by adding some different metals to it, zinc and things, to be able to make it thinner and lighter. And so there's some alloys that we deal with in the world. But generally, when we talk about metals, alloys are bad because they typically, when we add two different types of metal, it creates some sort of weakness or instability in the metal because it's done. So when we apply this to our life, we're looking now to alloy. If we're applying it as unalloyed, it's, you know, blessed are those who are unalloyed in their heart and their lives towards Christ. In other words, fully seeking Christ. And fully devoted to Christ and not playing half and half. Like a light switch Christian.
Yeah.
You know those kind, when they come to church, they flip the light switch on, they do that, they leave, and they flip it back off. And, you know, sometimes we find ourselves in those things. And so I think what the scripture is really saying is those that fully are seeking Christ with everything they have, fully they're seeking God with everything they have, is really what this scripture is saying to me is, blessed are those that are unalloyed in their love for God. They're not mixing it with other things. They're pure in their chasing, their pursuit of godliness.
I kind of think about when Jesus said, people cannot serve God and mammon, which is, I guess, wealth or material. We cannot serve two masters. We cannot serve two masters. One will win over the other every time.
And so that's the kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And so then you kind of move into that they will see God. And we were chatting a little bit before.
Yeah, we were.
Before this video about what that meant. You know, is that a assurance of our eternal view? And I get that. But to me, I think the richer thing is that we see God when we're looking for God. When we're focused and seeking God, I think we see Him in our daily lives.
Yeah, that's a pretty incredible reward when you think about it. That we will see God. That's pretty unique as far as a promise that if we are unalloyed, we will see God. I think there's probably a lot of ways, just like with many things in the Bible, a lot of interpretations, applications. I think One thing that we talked about earlier was that, maybe if we are kind of single-minded in our pursuit of Christ and in our focus, again, our intentionality to seek, pursue, grow in our faith and in our relationship with Christ, maybe that means that it will affect our perception, that we will begin to see God more in our everyday lives. We'll see God more in other people. We will see God more in our situations. We'll see God, as we talk a lot about hiking and being in nature, and there's a sense and awareness of God's presence and beauty when we are out in nature. Maybe we will begin to see God more in our everyday lives and the people that are around us. Maybe it just kind of gives us a new lens through which we can see God more and more in God's blessing, God's grace, God's mercy. Those are some thoughts that came to my mind, and about that we will see God's face.
I think, I went hiking the other day with the new interns and wanted to show Kayla some of the beauty of the area. And so we went up to Pearson's Falls, and easy hike, and it's beautiful. And we sat down, as close as we could get to the falls, and you could feel the wind, you can hear the rush, you see the beauty that is. And I think those are moments that you see God. But I also think that there are moments of interacting with people that you see God, whether you're helping or you're being helped. I agree with that 100%. I think that's kind of the reward of pursuing, passionately pursuing Christ, passionately pursuing God in what we do. And I think that's where we should be. And I think this is a beautiful reminder to be unalloyed. I like it.
I like that too. Yeah,
it's a new
good picture.
It's a new way to look at it.
Visual.
Yeah, kind of a visual
about metals and
purification. Yeah,
I never did well in chemistry though.
No,
I never did well in chemistry.
No, I'm not. I'm more of an arts person than a.
Yeah, me too. But I still like that though. I still can.
I think it's cool. I can see it.
I can too.
It's easy enough that my mind can grab it.
Yeah.
So, well, we enjoyed our little chat. Hopefully you got something from it too. Maybe you learned something today. Maybe you have a different point of view. Maybe you have something you want to share with us. Comment. Leave a comment below and let us know what you're thinking. Maybe prayer request, whatever.
We'd love it.
We'd love to hear from you. We love that interaction. We enjoy hearing from you and seeing from you, and continue to keep it up. And we'll continue to keep this up.
Yes, we will.
And as always, we love you.
Yep.
We're praying for you.
Praying for you.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Peace.